Nobody knows how AI works. Not Apple, not ChatGPT, not Anthropic. No single company. And this is not some conspiracy. It is also not their fault. This is unfortunately how neural networks work. However, the problem is that ChatGPT and other major AI companies look and operate like their software. They have APIs, they have versions, they have logs where they document changes. And this way of thinking might make you believe that if they found out that something was broken with the AI, something was wrong, that they could easily patch it in the back end. And that is not the case. However, the problem is that this is how we have solved and built software since the dawn of computer science. And modern AI does not work that way. Traditional software was like 50 megabytes of human written instructions. So you could figure out where things were coming from, what the cause of something was, and it was very deterministic. However, modern AI models are trained on 15 trillion words. That is like 85,000 years of human reading. No singular person knows what is happening under the hood. You cannot walk through each logical step, neither can you pinpoint where things went wrong. And when you fix a problem with regular code, it stays fixed. But if you fix a problem with AI, don't worry, somebody will prompt a more ridiculous thing and it will come up with an even more ridiculous answer. And this reminds me of something we've seen in the past with the stock market crash of 2008, and unfortunately, what happened with the Boeing 737, where all the models, all the data in the back end seemed to point that everything was okay, but it did not match what was happening in reality. And that ended up having disastrous consequences. Because at the core of our issue, AI works well in demos, in very closed ecosystems, in things where all the parameters are set, and in problems that have probably been solved in the past. When you put AI in the real world, in production, where variables, things range, where it's dealing with new and uncertain environments, it begins to struggle. And we are putting AI in environments and situations like medicine, like law, like financial advice, where errors have disastrous consequences. And if anything goes wrong, you can't just debug it like you would regular software. No, it is going to come up with new and original problems. Earlier in the year, Apple had to roll back a lot of its AI features, not because they didn't work, but because they were not reliable enough. And this is Apple, basically a $1 trillion company, and even it notices that AI is very good, but not just there yet. And if Apple, with all its resources, still cannot figure out how to solve this reliability problem because at its core, AI is stochastic, not deterministic, who are we, the rest of us, the rest of other companies, how are we meant to solve this problem? And unlike other bugs that we have seen in tech, you cannot patch fix this one.